No, we're not going to be talking about War of the Worlds, but we will talk about the news that we got about season 4 of Critical Role and a lot more on today's episode of the Geek Watch podcast.
This is the Geek Watch podcast with Brian Hatcher and Mandy Petry.
Greetings, Geek Watchers, and welcome to episode 251 of the Geek Watch podcast. I'm Brian Hatcher, and with me, as always, Geek Watch's very own resident geek goddess, Mandy Petry.
Hello, Brian.
And in case I was a little bit ambivalent or maybe not definitive enough in our opening, we are not going to be talking about the new War of the Worlds movie that was released on Amazon.
Yes, I started that, and I didn't get too far into it.
You watched it?
No, I started it.
You started it?
Yeah, and it looked like it was going to be the modern found footage. It looked like it was all going to be webcam. I'll go back eventually, but I didn't get very far.
Well, it was made during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Which is why, of course, you don't really see actors together.
So is it all that?
Yes.
Okay, so it is like Unfriended or something like that. Okay, all right.
Yes. And for some reason, Amazon decided to release it, probably because a lot of it is a commercial for Amazon.
Oh, okay.
To the point where they're talking about, hey, Amazon does drones.
Huh.
I have not watched it. I had considered the thought that, maybe since you have geek-colored glasses, let's see what the prescription is on those things and see if you could basically get through this thing.
So that's, I don't know if that's geek-colored glasses or ADHD, but it didn't hold me.
It's the movie. It has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Like I said, I had considered that, but the truth is I love you too much to subject you to something like that on purpose. Like I said, I have only seen clips of it. It does currently have a 0 rating at Rotten Tomatoes. And just the few lines of Ice Cube, who's a good actor. I've seen him in a lot of great stuff.
Yes.
Phoning it in doesn't even scratch the surface.
Really? That's upsetting.
It sounds like he's reading the lines.
Oh, well, that's upsetting. And I enjoy the source material. Orson Welles' War of the Worlds, just the whole idea of that. To our younger listeners who do not know, way back in the early days of radio, that was old-fashioned podcasting. People thought it was real. When War of the Worlds was broadcast, it sounded like a real news broadcast, and people thought that the world was actually being invaded by aliens. And so there was a true panic to it. It was a really interesting story. It's a really kind of fun spot in history.
Yeah, that event was referred to in season 1 of American Gods, if you recall, and was talked about specifically by a new god known as Media, played by Gillian Anderson, who was at the time dressed as David Bowie.
Yes, I love
and
her.
doing, well, I wouldn't say she was doing a British accent because she is British and American. And it's always interesting to watch her do interviews in Great Britain because she falls back into the British accent.
She's amazing in everything she touches. I mean, if you've seen her play Margaret Thatcher in The Crown, she's one of those, like, wow, I didn't realize how amazing she is.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, she was great in American Gods.
Gosh, everything she did.
Yeah, she was great in that.
Lucille Ball and David Bowie, just everything she touched. She was incredible.
Unbelievable. But, yeah, this direct-to-video, I guess, or direct-to-streaming, whatever.
The Worlds.
Yeah, and we'll throw the last shovel of dirt on this and move on. My suggestion to you as your friend is there's no point in going back to it because it just gets worse as it goes along.
Okay.
It's not going to turn a corner for you. There are people who have hate watched this thing and talked about it. Like I said, I've seen clips of it. Again, as much as I like Ice Cube as an actor, I will end this by saying I don't know if Ice Cube is planning on suing somebody over this, but he should. And that's the end of that. I didn't break my promise too much. So I did want to mention a little bit about Gen Con. We talked about it last time. And some of the announcements that came out about Critical Role and Daggerheart.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to mention something that we didn't talk about, and that is the season 4 of Critical Role's campaign. And you're familiar with season 1,
Mm-hmm.
which became The Legend of Vox Machina.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a trailer for season 4. We have seen a teaser trailer for season 1 of The Mighty Nine, aka The Sensual Seven. Of course, season 3 was Bell's Hells, and I wouldn't be surprised if that turns into an animated series in the future. But now, of course, we get to season 4, and I was curious how that was going to work out, because they sort of did a hiatus to do Age of Umbra, which Matt ran. And when they announced that we're getting a season 2 of Age of Umbra, which I have been enjoying the heck out of, I wonder if that's going to make an animated appearance. It's been fun to watch, if only to see Travis being creeped out by his wife, because she played Laura and Liam, who voiced the half-elves
Mm-hmm.
in Vox Machina. She's playing a character by the name of Adelia, who's a young girl. Liam plays her pet, who likes to jump in and out of shadows and is very protective of Adelia, named Screeve. It's been fun watching them interact with each other, going, do you want to play? Yes, let's play.
It's the great thing about having voice actors playing characters.
Yeah. And Travis is like, this is Adam's Family type shit, man. And he's just like, he's literally skeeved out by the whole thing.
And about having these recordings is that you could always put a pilot together. You know, just take any recording and put a pilot together of any of these sessions that they do and throw it in front of a studio and say, here, we have this animated show that we can put together at any time.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing you can see on YouTube. Very often, you'll see clips from these live plays that somebody has animated. So you can see little snippets of things. I know more about the seasons of Critical Role from those than actually watching the 4-hour streams. I don't really catch the live streams. I realize that officially does not make me a critter, because I don't watch the full streams when they come out. But then again, I understand the difference between somebody who rides a Harley Davidson from somebody who has a Harley Davidson tattoo. Okay, those are two different levels of commitment, y'all. I understand that clearly. I really have been enjoying what I've been seeing from Age of Umbra. I love the creepy aspect of it, and really the unforgiving aspect of this campaign frame. Matt Mercer went into this going, hey, let's make this really lethal. And people die. Characters die.
Oh, no plot armor.
Oh, no. No plot armor for anybody. There are people dying left and right. It has been really interesting to watch that. But when I saw the announcement for season 2, I was like, well, what's going to happen with season 4 of Critical Role? Are they going to delay that a little bit? Or is Matt Mercer crazy enough to try to run both games simultaneously? As somebody who's been a forever DM, I wouldn't want to try that. And we're not filming a game, we're just playing them. There's a lot of prep involved, as I'm sure, and a lot of the Geek Watchers out there are aware of. So trying to run both of those, it's like, no, you wouldn't want to do that. But then Critical Role and Daggerheart had their announcements at Gen Con, and one thing that they announced was that Matt Mercer would not be running the new season, that he would be a player in the new season. And taking over the table is Brennan Mulligan. People who have watched a lot of live plays are very familiar with that name, because he has been the prime DM for Dimension 20 for forever. And he has run some things for Critical Role. He ran some of the Alexandria campaigns. He's known for the strange, out-of-the-box thinking that he does when he runs campaigns. He's running one now on Dimension 20 that's an airship campaign. He's run Adventure High, which is D&D in a John Hughes film. So it's like the seasons are divided into freshman, sophomore, junior, and that's been a lot of fun. He did an entire campaign based on a world where people are made out of candy. It's a kind of Candyland type of show. I figured this is going to be candy floss, fun, goofy type of stuff. And this campaign has turned into a Candyland version of Game of Thrones. There is so much intrigue and just...
Queen Frostine is going to assassinate Mr. Mint.
Oh, yes. In fact, I would say that this campaign has one of the most tragic, heartbreaking deaths of a PC I've ever seen. I'm stunned. Like I said, you think, oh, we're going to play Candyland D&D. What could go wrong? He's the dungeon master for Dungeons and Drag Queens. He's also run several games for people who have never played before. He did one campaign where the players were all WWE superstars who had never played D&D before, but apparently have started playing D&D after.
Oh, they would be great at it.
Yes. So
that's their whole role-playing is what they do. They would be fantastic at role-playing games.
Yeah. I do need to say that although he is going to be running the new season, campaign 4 of Critical Role, which he's going to be brewing up something completely new. This is not going to take place in Tal'Dorei or any place that Critical Role's been before. So this is going to be a brand new setting created by Brennan. Even though he's going to be doing that, he's not leaving Dropout. He's not leaving Dimension 20. He's just signed a 3-year contract with them. He'll still be running games. He'll probably still be appearing on Game Changer. If you're not familiar with Game Changer, it is a game show on the Dropout Network where the contestants don't know what kind of game they're going to play until they get there. And one episode Brennan was on, the game was called Yes or No. They're at their podiums, and the host says, okay, question number 1, yes or no? And you have to answer yes or no. Now, there's something going on behind the scenes, which had been planned out, that whatever Brendan said, yes or no, the answer was the other thing. It was set up so that anything he answered, it would be the opposite. He wasn't going to be able to win the game, which is funny for a bunch of reasons. One, that he is strangely competitive in Game Changer. They torment him about this constantly. They will do things like Name That Bird, where the other 2 contestants get pictures of chickens and penguins, and he will get a spoonbill grouse or something. He'll say grouse. It's like, no. We were looking for a spoonbill. He gets these real obscure things, and it ticks him off because he does get very competitive about this. In this one game, he couldn't answer the questions correctly because it was automatically opposite of whatever he said. But the other 2 players, once they were able to figure out what was going on, would go, hey, wait a minute, I think I know what's going on here. They would make them go off stage so they could tell them without anyone else hearing. And then they would come back on stage wearing a crown. And so both of them were able to figure out what was going on. And they would come back on with crowns, obviously to mess with Brennan. And then by the end, they had points and Brennan had none. And then he proceeded to launch into the greatest diatribe of anger and rage that I've ever heard in my life. It was amazing. This guy earned his chops as an improv performer. In fact, it was so amazing that one of the other contestants said, wait a minute, was it the fact that he was the only one in on it all the time? This whole speech was staged? Is that what's going on? We thought it was this. It was amazing, and I will definitely have to show this to you because it's stunning. It's one of those things also that we were talking about where somebody took the sound clip and animated it. Because it was stunning. And so I am so excited to see what happens with Critical Role 4. I might even start watching these Thursday live plays. Fridays are going to be miserable for me because they're out in California, which is a time difference, so they start late.
Yeah.
They start real late.
3 hours behind us.
So that might be a sacrifice worth making, but we'll find out. I do want to talk about a couple of things that are coming out on TV. One thing that's already out that I haven't had a chance to watch yet is Eyes of Wakanda, which started at the beginning of the month.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It kind of flew under my radar because I was busy with other things, but they released all 4 episodes, so they're out there. I may carve a little bit of time out of my busy schedule this weekend to get caught up on that.
Alien?
Yeah, the new Alien.
Yes.
So that's going to be...
Yeah, I was looking for Alien Earth and I stumbled across what is essentially Korean Casino. Yeah, it's this Korean drama and it's their organized crime. It's a really good show. I can't remember what it's called, though. It's on Hulu, same as Alien. Yeah. They're side by side.
And how time flies, this time next week, we get Peacemaker Season 2.
Yes.
So, yeah, and you've seen the trailers for everything, and this is going to be interesting because it's a show that's going to span the two DC universes. So that's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that and how they handle it, how they abridge. But this show has already begun to affect the DCU in a very strange way, which is Superman. I already mentioned that Peacemaker has a voice cameo in Superman. You hear him talking in the background on a talk show.
Okay.
So he's obviously a part of this new DCU, but he's affecting Superman in the real world because, according to James Gunn, who was asked by a reporter specifically about the time schedule for releasing Superman on digital, he said it was specifically about Peacemaker Season 2. Now, how could Peacemaker Season 2 affect the digital release, and why is that digital release such big news? Well, guess when they are releasing Superman to digital? Take a guess.
Next week.
Tomorrow. They're releasing it. Now, we're filming on the 14th, so by the time you're hearing this, it's already out, guys. It's Friday the 15th when they're releasing it.
Okay. So we get Superman before we get Peacemaker.
Yes. And people are like, you're going to release it now? Seriously, now? And they're like, yeah, we want to catch the wave.
Now, were there any post-credit scenes?
Superman?
Yeah.
Nothing that would have...
affect Peacemaker.
There wasn't anything like that. They expect some forward momentum with Peacemaker, and they figure that will help the streaming numbers for Superman. When I saw the date, I expected maybe after Peacemaker, because they release these weekly. They don't just drop them all at once. They're still on that weekly schedule. So I thought after those episodes, you know, with all that momentum, people were like, oh man, Peacemaker was awesome. And then let's release Superman. No. Let's go ahead and get Superman out there now. To me, it's like, well, I know he's faster than a speeding bullet, but come on, y'all. This is crazy. I was absolutely shocked by that. But yeah, if you haven't seen Superman yet, Mandy, here's your chance.
Okay.
It's coming. You're going to see that in no time at all. And then next week we get Peacemaker. There's a lot of interesting things coming down the pike, and I'm really excited about it. As far as the next big, exciting thing that's going to enrapture the geek world, I guess we'll see.
We shall see.
And with that said, we come to the end of episode 251. Thank you for listening, and tune in next time for the latest in geek news and views with the Geek Watch podcast. For Mandy Petry, this is Brian Hatcher, reminding all the Geek Watchers out there, we're all geeky about something. Be proud of yours. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Geek Watch podcast. If you enjoyed this program, don't forget to like and subscribe on your preferred platform and share this podcast on your social media. For links to all the ways you can listen to the Geek Watch podcast, as well as leave comments and suggestions, visit our website at geekwatch.net. The Geek Watch podcast is a Hanging J production.